Imagine a world where your money isn't just a bunch of paper bills or numbers on a screen, but a revolutionary form of digital gold that transcends borders and governments. Welcome to the realm of cryptocurrencies, where the term store of value takes on a whole new meaning. In simple terms, a store of value is something that holds its worth over time, like gold or real estate. These virtual coins, led by Bitcoin, boast properties that make them not just currencies for transactions but also digital treasures with the potential to safeguard your wealth in a decentralized and borderless financial landscape. Imagine this concept applied to digital currencies, cryptocurrencies. So, fasten your seatbelt as we explore how these digital marvels are rewriting the rules of value storage in the ever-evolving world of finance. A store of value is an asset, currency, or commodity that maintains its value for a long time. If the value of an item remains stable or rises over time but does not depreciate, it is considered a store of value. A good store of value can be kept and converted into money in the future with no loss in value. Divisibility, durability, and mobility are all factors that influence whether an item is a good store of value. As mentioned above, a store of value is an asset, currency, or commodity that retains its value when stored and retrieved at a later date. A high-yield investment with a long lifespan and infinite demand is considered low risk because of its permanent existence and limitless demand. Because its storage value does not deteriorate in an economic recession, gold is often regarded as the ultimate safe haven asset. While gold historically has been a good store of value, it has issues that may limit its quality, which we'll explore further at another time. Understanding store of value. A store of value, in essence, is any asset, currency, or commodity that can be converted to another at a later time with minimal risk of loss. The criteria that determine whether an object may be considered a store of value or whether it may be saved, recovered, and traded while keeping its purchasing power. As the central idea behind a store of value, risk aversion dictates that prices will be maintained as long as there is perpetual demand for the item. Interest-bearing assets are also recognized as stores of value since they generate income while preserving value. On the other hand, a commodity such as milk is a poor store of value because it is perishable and will eventually go bad. For centuries, different materials have served as money. In the beginning, people working in trade used valuables and assets like gold to barter because of their worth, durability, and convenience. Money needs to meet certain requirements to be practical, such as being accepted by most people and maintaining its purchasing power over time. This has come into question with governments across the globe increasingly printing excess amounts of money. Money is typically regarded as a store of value in the monetary economy, where it can be utilized to save and allocate capital. Money's capacity to preserve value over time allows for the exchange of purchasing power over time. In addition to money's use as a means of exchange, it can also be used to store value between transactions. This is because money can retain its purchasing power over time, making it an ideal way to save for future purchases. The lady carrying money in her wallet serves as an example of how people preserve value in their wallets until they want to exchange it for goods or services. At the same time, the store of value idea allows individuals to save and defer spending until later. Because of its store of value and property, vast amounts of money are gathered. However, significant price changes can cause money to lose its usefulness as a store of value. In particular, the purchasing power decreases, and a cost is incurred when inflation rises. Hence, the liquidity constraint will be binding, often referred to as a hidden tax. One way to think about an asset as a store of value is on a spectrum, with low to high properties as a good store of value, depending on the ability of the asset to maintain its value over time. Here are additional store of value considerations and examples. A country's currency is what its citizens use to pay debts and buy goods and services. A strong currency is necessary for a nation's economy to function properly. The legal tender must be able to support the workforce, trade, savings, and spending. There are plenty of historical examples from the Roman Empire, the denarius, and the Weimar Republic, i.e., the German Reich, and currently, governments across the globe are debasing their currency and reducing their purchasing power by insignificantly increasing their money supply. Precious metals were formerly employed by many nations as a means of facilitating trade. Because of their portable and divisibility characteristics, precious metals, such as gold, silver, and platinum, served as stores of value for many nations. Until 1971, the United States was a gold standard nation, using gold to back its holdings. Then, the Great Depression hit. People hoarded gold instead of depositing it in banks, which created an international gold shortage. Countries worldwide ran out of supply and were forced off the gold standard. The U.S. came off the gold standard for domestic transactions in 1933 and ended the international convertibility of the dollar to gold in 1971 due to another financial crisis. The end of the gold standard gave the Federal Reserve even more power over macroeconomic issues like inflation, unemployment rates, and economic outputs. The United States replaced the gold standard with a fiat money system, which is a legal currency issued by the government but lacks backing from precious metals. Cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, are seen by some economists as a good store of value. Its characteristics, such as scarcity, divisibility, decentralized security networks, and transfer of value, may make it a suitable store of value, which we'll elaborate on at another time. Inflation, which typically results from a rapid increase in a currency's circulating supply, has historically reduced the purchasing power of many fiat currencies. Even though some economists believe that money is the best example of a store of value, it no longer holds its value as well as it once did. Nevertheless, money is almost certainly our most liquid financial asset today. Still, while money may have long-term storage value, it is still contentious to label it as a good store of value. Because inflation and hyperinflation are eroding its purchasing power at an ever-increasing rate, there's a lot of debate over whether or not it's a viable option, which is an essential argument for cryptocurrency advocates. Gold, silver, and other precious metals are also valued as a store of money since they are difficult to come by, limited supply. They're also lightweight enough to be stored for long periods without becoming physically damaged. Some see Bitcoin as a protective investment, and it is often described as digital gold. Bitcoin is rare and permanent. It's a digital currency that can't be duplicated or spent more than once. Bitcoin's increasing value over time has several causes, some of which are outlined above. Others believe that because Bitcoin is highly volatile and has an ever-changing market price, it cannot be considered a store of wealth. However, there are essential arguments as to why many believe this will change in the long run. A store of value, therefore, may vary significantly from country to country and culture to culture. In most of the world's developed economies, the local currency can be relied on as a store of value, which is not always the case in developing countries. Stable currencies, such as the Swiss franc and the Singaporean dollar, benefit their home economies significantly. They are resistant to hyperinflation, but not invincible. In some cases, other forms of value, such as gold, silver, real estate, and fine art, have shown their worth over time. During national crises or when a financial shock affects the overall markets, gold prices often rise dramatically, earning it a reputation as the ultimate safe haven. Historically, the value of these stores will change over time, but they can always be counted on to have some value, no matter the situation. This is especially true if there is a limited amount of the store's supply. Stay tuned. In future videos, we'll dive deeper into some of the concepts we discussed, including new topics such as, what is money, and begin reporting on current trends affecting this vibrant and fascinating asset and its impact on our financial environment and our lives.